This year and a half has really uncovered so many things that we were blind to. The way the world truly works and just what we're up against as people. I call this moment the last stand a lot because it made us question everything. What kind of world is this? What kind of world do we live in? What kind of world do we deserve to live in? This past year and a half had us questioning, why is the US funding a televised genocide? Why are the Arab governments doing nothing? How is the US controlling them? How is it okay that 750,000 Palestinians were expelled and 500 villages wiped out and killed and their homes taken over for the creation of Israel? How is that okay that that is how Israel was created? Why was Israel created? Why do Western imperial powers continue to support this colonial state? What land am I on? Who was killed here? Who was expelled here? Whose home am I living on? What happened to all the indigenous Native Americans that were living here? And why, for the Native Americans that survived, why were they given land to build casinos instead of farmland? Speaking of farmland, why is Monsanto the largest pesticide company owned by a pharmaceutical company? And how are they making billions of dollars poisoning us? And those who don't want to be poisoned have to pay double the price for food that is organic. Why? How is it humane that your medical history is considered a pre-existing condition in America? Why is it the literal business model of health insurance companies to make sure patients don't get coverage? And how are they using AI and all sorts of other methods to make sure profits are high and investors are wealthy and CEOs are paid? How is it that thousands of Americans die a year because of insufficient medical coverage? Thousands of Americans die every year because of school shootings, concert shootings, police shootings, and yet the death of one person, the CEO of a company, is on the cover of every news outlet. Who is the Hannibal Lecter here? Truly, I'm asking, who is the monster here? The system that's killing thousands of people a year at home and thousands of people a year in an over there place? Or is he the monster? Is this the monster that Hollywood has sold you this whole time? Is he the monster? We've seen the monster. We've seen the one behind the lifted hands to stop a ceasefire of a televised genocide. How is it that the whole world can vote for a ceasefire and yet one country, the United States, can veto against it? And for that to be the law. How can the ICC call for the arrest warrants of war criminals and for the United States to not just ignore the arrest warrants, but to threaten to sanction the very United Nations body that they themselves were behind creating? Why? Why do the rest of the countries not matter? Why is it that Congo, one of the most resource-rich countries in the world, is one of the most poorest countries in the world? And why are the hands of those who are mining for the materials made to power the phone that I'm recording on and the phone that you're watching on, the hands of children who will never see an iPhone? How did it become this way? What have we done? What are we doing? I refuse to believe that this is the world that we want. And I believe most people who are awake to what's happening do not want this and that they want change. So in this coming new year, we may not have all the answers, but it all starts with asking questions and with living your life in good conscience and knowing that how you treat your family, how you treat your neighbors, how you treat your friends, where you spend your money, how you raise your voice, where you spend your energy, and knowing that we may not be able to change everything now, but you are doing everything you can to make this world a world that is awake, a world that is humane, and a world that is better for us all. Happy New Year, Kut Sene Unti Ya Rab, and inshallah next year, a free Palestine and a free world for us all.